Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is going to be the first episode of a new series. This series is going to be how to make a game like Superpower Training Simulator. If you haven't played that game yet, I'll link it in the description so you can see what we're trying to base this game off of. So let's start off by making your leader stats. In server script service, press the plus, insert a script. Name the script anything you want. I'm going to name it lead stats. We're first going to get when the player joins, game.players.player added connect function. We're going to pass the player. So when the player joins, it'll run this, so it'll add the stuff to the player. Now we're going to add a folder to the player called leader stats. So local stats equals instance.new folder, and we're going to parent it inside of the player. This is the equivalent of doing stats.parent equals player. It's just put there to make it simpler and fancier, I guess. And we're gonna name it stats.name equals leader stats. You can name it really anything, or leader stats is best. Now we're gonna make our strength. Local strength equals instance.new int value. We're gonna put it in the stats folder. Strength dot value, and set your default value, usually 0. Strength dot name equals strength. Actually, don't parent this to stats, let's parent it to player, because we don't want these showing in this top bar. We're gonna want this to show in a GUI and our kill streak and such and rank in the top bar. So this is making a new value, an int value, because basically an int value is it's a value that you can put numbers in, like 1 and random number. So now we're going to make our multiplier for it. So we're going to do local strength. Let's do str multi equals instance.new int value. We're also going to put this in the player. Then we're going to do strength multi dot value will equal 1, because if you what you're going to be doing is when every time you click to train, you're going to be gaining 1 times the value of the strength multiplier. So if the strength multiplier's value is 0, it'll be 1 times 0, which equals 0, so it have to be 1 by default. And strength multi dot name will equal strength multi. Alright, now we can neaten this up. We can do stats, and then down here we can do multipliers. So it's just neatened up here. So we can have our strengths there and multipliers here. Now let's go ahead and create another value. You can just Control C and paste this back in, or you can retype it out like this. So we're gonna make a local endurance equals instance.new int value player endurance.name equals endurance. This can actually be lowercase if you prefer writing it lowercase to make it quicker for coding, because the player will not see what it says there. Then endurance.value will equal 0. Then you can once again copy or just retype it. So local end multi equals instance.new int value player and multi.value equals 1, and multi.name equals and multi. Alright, so now that we have our two multipliers, we will add psychic and such in a different time. Now let's just make a coin value. So let's do local, I'm gonna name it, let's say yen. Yeah, yen, why not? Instance.new int value player yen.value will equal 0, yen.name will equal yen. So this is making another value inside of the player, just like the rest of these. Instead of putting in the folder, we'll put other stuff in the folder, making a coin value, our two default strength and endurance values, and our multipliers, which have to be a default of 1 times. So I'm just gonna make this say currency, just for neatening it out. Now that we have finished our leader stats, let's close this script. Now let's start with our GUI. So first we're going to go to start GUI and start a screen GUI. Let's name this main. Let's add a frame to our GUI. Locate it where you want. Just put it just like this. I'm going to put it in the center. We will animate the GUI, or you can watch my tween GUI video if you want a more in-depth explanation of tween GUI. So now we're gonna, to get rounded edges, you can either get the plugin, which I don't usually use anymore, but the plugin uses more rounded corners, but you can just press the plus and add a UI corner, and as you can see we have a nice little rounded edge. Now you may color this how you like. We can name this frame the statistics. Just gonna make this a little bit like this. Then you can duplicate this. You can select the first one. You can go to its index and increase it to 2. Then the old one, you can do statistics shadow. You can put that inside of the frame. Now all you do is locate it a little lower. You make it darker. Change it to its index. So it should actually not be inside of it. Now you just make it a little lower. And it'll make a nice little bottom bar right there. Making it a little nice. If you didn't understand what I said, you will duplicate the first frame and then copy it, drag it down, change the color to a little darker, and it should have that nice little bottom effect. It doesn't do this because anything will be over. It's a little weird. Or you could do is you can put this inside of the shadow, put this in the center, grab this, just a little up. There. And that can look nice too. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our toggle button. So we're going to go main, we're going to press the plus, we're going to add a text button. Going to put this text button right here because I feel like it'll look nicer. Going to add a UI corner. Design it how you would like. Put any colors. Can make it say open. Bold that open. You can do the same thing you did for this GUI, the frame, but I won't be doing that because in my opinion, I like this more. Looks more smooth. So now we're gonna code this to open this. So first get your thing and put it out of the screen. Oops. So you have to get from the shadow and drag it out of the screen. Alright, now we're gonna make it tween to the center. So in the text button, let's name the text button toggle. Put a script in the text button, local script. Now we're gonna get the GUI, so local GUI equals script.parent.parent.statistics shadow. Basically what this is doing is getting the parent of the script, which is toggle, and the parent of the toggle button, which is main, and then it's selecting the statistics shadow in main. Now we're gonna get the tween service, local tween service equals game, get service, tween service. So we're getting a service. Now we're gonna do script.parent.mouse button one click to connect function. Then we're gonna do tween service. We're gonna do GUI first. So GUI tween position, and then we're gonna put our end position. So in fact, you want to. Oops. Yeah. Don't do that. So you want to actually get back this GUI, the shadow. You want to have what the position you want it to be at the ending. Hey guys, sorry for that cut, but so let's just start back. Let's just do this again. Alright, so you want to get the position of your frame. So you want to go to the properties and you want to go to the position, copy that, and inside of your toggle script, you don't actually need the tween service. We can do udim2 or udim2 dot new, then paste that in. What this is going to be is your ending position, so where you want the GUI to leave off. So I'm just gonna say end pause so you guys can see. Now you wanna put your comma there. Now you wanna add your other features. So let's say out. This means it's gonna come to the location. And I would show you. I'll put a link in the description to show you the types of movements. For now, I'm just gonna do quad. You can copy me exactly, or you can do a different motion. Then we're gonna set the time that we want it to last, and actually we don't need this false. So this is going to make it go to the position that we want it to go, but this will make it so we can close it. Oops. So basically it's going to move out to this position in the quad motion in 0.5 seconds total. Basically it's moving like, I'll link the quad or the movement names in the description. It'll just be easier to explain. So you want to put this out of the screen, and then you want to copy this position. So now we're going to make it so we can toggle it on and off. So first we're going to make a local on. So local on equals false. So then we're going to do if on equals false, then I'm going to put an end here. Now what we're going to do is if on, or else if on equals true, then GUI tween position UDIM2 dot new, and then the new position, which will be our ending position that we copied from when we put it away from the screen. Oops. Accidentally removed the wrong thing. Now we're gonna set our ways. So I'm gonna do in, gonna do quad again, and then I'm going to do, oh yeah, don't forget, you always have to add your commas. 0.5 of time. So once again, if you want to know more about how to do this, you can watch my tween GUI video. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make on equals true. I'm just gonna put on equals false. There. We should now have a toggleable GUI if all has been created fully properly. I always make mistakes. Nobody can do something fluently. As you can see, a nice tweening GUI. So our GUI goes away and it comes back up every time we want it to go away. As you can see, on, off, and then on and off again. Alright, now that we have our GUI, we can in fact design it. So first I'm going to, oops, I accidentally minimized my screen. Sorry for that. Want to be able to get it, I'm going to copy its current size. I'm just gonna put it into its, oops. My bad. Want to get your GUI, might be a little difficult. And you want to put it back into the center. You want to change its size to how it was previously. Alright, now we're going to add our features to it. So first we're going to make a GUI that'll show us our coins. So we're going to make a text label. I'm going to add a UI corner to it. You may put it where you want. I should actually change the index of this to 3. You may put it where you want. I would just put it at the top. Design how you like. I will make mine yellow. You can change the text. I'm just going to say NA and then a $sign. And you can just continue designing it a little bit. Now we're going to go to it. I'm just going to scale. Then you want to go to it. Press, or let's rename this to yin or show yin. So now we're going to press the plus. We're going to add a local script. We're going to do while wait do. So this is a loop. Now we're going to get the player. So local player equals game now player to local player. A local is just an abbreviation. So once we put player, it'll put in game now player to local player. It's just a little quick thing. I'm going to do script.parent.text equals player yin dot value. Alright, pretty sure we made your lowercase. You can check by going into read stats. Replace this with the name of your with your value. Now we're going to actually before it we're going to do a dollar sign. And I'm gonna do two dots. This two dots is a continuation, so it'll add any value. So now this text will say the dollar sign and then the value. Now we're going to add our first like strength or endurance show GUI. So in our statistics, we want to press the plus. We're gonna add a text label. Select that text label, name it. I'm going to name it show endurance because I'm going to make it show endurance. I'm going to make it red. Going to have a UI corner. You might need to change its index. I'm going to change mine to 3. Put this where you would like. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to have the times multiple plus button here. I'm going to just make this endurance. Scaled, bold, change the color. As you can see, now you want to press the plus. You want to add a local script. Now we're going to do a similar thing. While wait, make a loop. Now we're going to get the player. Local player equals game dot put out local player. Now we're going to do script dot parent dot text equals player dot endurance dot value continuation endurance. This will now show our endurance. I'm going to just scale it a little like that. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a show multiplier button. So in statistics, you want to press the plus. You want to add a text label. You want to select that text value. Name it show and multi. To make it as index that is high, I accidentally made the text 3. Now you're going to make this smaller, or I will. You might have different looking GUI. It just depends on how you would like to make it. If you want to make it exactly like me, you may copy it. I'm going to change the color to the same as the other. And I'm just going to make it say times because this is going to show what your current multiplier is. In another video, we'll be coding the add multiplier button. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the plus button, so you can just copy this and then drag it along. You can change the symbol to a plus. Now you can rename it to add and multi. Change the scale as well, position and everything you want. Now once you've finished designing how you would like, I'm going to scale it a little longer. You can copy, actually before we do that, we're going to press on the show endurance multi, the X. We press the plus, local script. We're going to do another loop, so while wait, do local player equals game dot player dot local player script dot parent dot text equals, and to do player dot end multi dot value and a continuation and then X. Now we have our GUI finished for these two. Now you can copy all of these and you can copy it and put it up. Then you just want to recolor them and rename them. So add strength multi, add str multi, and I'm gonna make it say show str multi, and then show strength. You can change the background in any color. I'm gonna make mine blue. Camouflage too much of the background. It's gonna make it a dark blue. Let me copy this. I'm going to make it say strength. Then you want to change all of the colors just so it doesn't look exactly the same. Now you want to select on the X. You want to open it up. You want to open a local script. You want to change n multi to str multi or whatever you name the multiplier. Now you can grab the GUI and you can put it back into its position. You can go into the toggle script. And then you can grab the start end position at the bottom. You can select the bottom, the frame, and then you can change its position to there. Now, once we load up the game, we should have that GUI finished and working. Well, it's not completely finished. We haven't made it add our multiplier, but we'll do that in another video. As you can see, we have $0, 0 endurance. Oh, I didn't change it to say strength in the script. So what you want to do before we're done is you want to go on to the show strength, and you want to change this word strength to or endurance to strength, and you want to change that to strength as well. Now everything should be working. Once we load this up, as you can see, you can open up our GUI and we have our stuff here. We'll actually be changing this to a text button. Here, let's do this now because I'm also going to show you how to create tools. So you want to get back your frame, so go into the toggle local script. You can copy your end position, go to statistics shadow, and position there. You want to change the add strength and add and multi to a text button. I'm sorry for that. And then you must change the index, or if you have to. I'm sorry for that little mistake. You have to make these buttons. Then you can name this add a strength multi. You may put in a UI corner. I'm going to make it a plus symbol because it's adding stats to the player. I'm going to just change the color to the same color as the other. Then you can duplicate this, drag this down, rename it to add endurance multi. Endurance multi, and change it to the same color as the endurance. Now we have these working. As you can see, we can select them as they are buttons. Now you make it your old position, or your in the wall position, or just invisible position, anything you want to call it. Put it back. Now we're going to make our tools. So first we're going to create a handle. We can just make this can collide to false, and anchor and and transparency to 1. These can both be set inside of the properties tab. I'm just gonna scale it down. Then you can name the part handle. You want to go into your starter pack. You want to press the plus, insert a tool. We can make this say punch, or you can grab an emoji if you want emojis. Now put this in the punch tool. Now you can duplicate this and call this a push up. We will be creating animations in another video. Now in the punch tool, you want to press the plus and then add a local script. We're gonna get the player, local player equals game.player.local player. Now we're gonna do script.parents.activated connect function. So when somebody clicks with the tool, it'll do this. Player.leaders, or actually we didn't put in leader stats, player.strength.value equals player.strength.value plus however much you want them to have per click. If you're having a like multiplier event, you can do like 3, or we can do it a different way. For default, I'm gonna do 1, and then times player.strength.multi.value, so it'll be multiplied by our strength. Now we're going to do the same thing. You can copy this or retype it in the other script. So go to push up tool, press the plus, local script. Now we're going to get our local player. Local player equals game.player local player. Script.parent.activated connect function. When the player presses, player.endurance.value equals player.endurance value plus 1 times and multi player dot and multi dot value. You want to change the strength to endurance basically in the script. Now we should have our basic features. of our game created, and then in the next video we can create a psychic, and we can make our multipliers work. As you can see, when we punch, we are gaining punches. We're using the punch tool, but if you click without it, it won't work. And then push up, we gain ourselves endurance. So I hope this video helped you guys, and it was fun to create. As you can see, we can gain as much as we want and constantly gain. And you've got your basics of your game created. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is part 1 to how to make a game like Superpower Training Simulator. And bye.